Hello, greetings and welcome once more to Christmas Eve. A year has passed, and as is tradition, this morning I'm up before anyone else who's in the house, anyone else who's arrived ready to spend Christmas with us, in order to spend a moment reflecting and sharing some thoughts with you. And this year, the build up to Christmas has been quite interesting. I've been very busy working, as I said in my previous video, with my friend Santa. He let me borrow his hat for this morning, and I actually caught, unfortunately, the flu, the seasonal flu that's been going around. This is not real ale. This is Lemsip. Yeah, once or twice a day really has got me through the month, helping with my voice, but also it's been interesting because thankfully I'm eligible for the flu jab, but my doctor reckons that that's the only thing that kept me basically from possibly even being hospitalized. My lungs have been crackling all month, so in some respects I feel like wrapping paper. Not least as well, actually, because I'm wearing a Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animals t-shirt, so I could be wrapping paper. I wonder what I would wrap. But this year, I don't know, it's difficult, isn't it? Because there's a temptation to think that there's more to be sad about or afraid of or concerned with than there is to be grateful for. And at times like that, I find myself thinking about the small ways in which I'm grateful, the ways that in some respects only really affect me, and that at times can feel a little bit selfish, but I feel as though that's a good way of recharging how you feel about yourself and the world around you, so that you're ready to go back out there and be hopeful again, hopefully. So, for example, this year, back in March, April, I got a part-time job, casual work, so I can fit it around my other work. But it took a few months, and in September I started with the local parks, working as an education warden, doing things like explaining and exploring landscape history, threshing and grinding wheat during our prehistory days, and of course starting fires, which I'm more than happy to do. And it's been lovely to do that sort of work, to see that the seasons changing, to be making friends with some of the local magpies. There's a magpie sort of family, I think, certainly a small group, that have become accustomed at this time of year, certainly in sort of the autumn winter build up, to us doing the grain-based workshop. So they're used to getting little grains of wheat that the kids have dropped all over the floor after the workshop, so that they're always ready. They're watching. They sometimes, even when you're not, as long as you're not looking at them directly, they'll come up and just start pecking around until you go, "What are you doing?" And then they go, and then they're very skittish, but also they're very clever and confident in some respects. So one day it was raining, and we all went inside, into the welly room, where all the wellies and other supplies are stored, and there's like a big sort of sit down area. We were doing the workshop inside, and obviously they were very disappointed because all the grain was being spilled on the human floor, not on the floor outside. So they actually landed on the fence, on the walkway just outside the welly room, and were looking in through the window. And then one of them even went and landed on the windowsill and started pecking on the window, going, "Oi, oi, that's our grain. What are you doing?" So the kids were going, "What's going on?" You know, they initially, because some of these are very much city kids, they're going, "What? You know, should we be scared? Why is the bird, you know, wanting to get at us?" And I was like, no. He or she just wants the grain. Tell you what we can do is we can pile it up for them. So even though it was raining, I got the kids to sort of gather some of the grain up, and they put on their coats and took turns to go down the ramp across the way to the sort of the nature area where we do the workshop, and they made a little pile and then came back and they were adding to that pile for a few minutes, and then we all got to watch as it, and again, it didn't take long, as the magpies noticed, hopped around the edge of the garden a little bit, and then all hopped over and started merrily sharing in the grain. And the kids loved it. They loved that they were nurturing in that sense. They loved that they were interacting with these animals. And we got to talk about how magpies are part of the corvid family, that they can mimic in some respects better than parrots in some respects, but that they associate noises with and therefore words with emotions and activities. They can learn to say hello, for example, goodbye. They can show affection, and that they recognise your face as well. And this is the thing I love about, or have loved about working there so far, is they definitely recognise who works there and who doesn't, who they see most often and who they don't see often. Because if a random park goer just turns up, then they fly away. But if it's one of us and we're just doing our thing, they'll quite happily hop around and investigate. And it's you know, above and beyond the fact that we're there to learn about prehistory stuff, which is again right up my alley. It's the perfect part-time job for me. You know, because when I'm not doing that, I'm doing things like prehistory workshops in schools. You know, and above and beyond that stuff, above and beyond why they're technically there, to share in that moment with these kids. And also the teachers, actually, frankly, the teachers were amazed by how close we were to these birds. It's just so valuable, and that gives you a little bit of hope in that small orbit around yourself, that actually the world isn't completely going to hell in a handcart. You know, these kids, sure, no one's a saint. I'm sure a few of them are going to jump scare a pigeon, or you know, next time they're in town. But the fact that they had a moment, they had the seed of a moment of their connection to the world around them, to people, to animals, and to sharing and giving, was a wonderful byproduct. And I guess you could say it was because I was open to it, because I didn't just go, oh yeah, the birds, yeah, they just want the grain. Pfft. True, I did facilitate it, but they dived in, and that's got to be good, hasn't it? That's got to be good. So that's where I am. That's how I feel. Even though I feel as though I've been dragged through a hedge backwards in terms of my lungs, my throat, and my nose. And even though, yeah, there are lots of reasons to be frustrated with the world, I do feel as though just taking a moment to look inwards, to look close, to look around you, to look about and at the things that directly affect you and that you can directly affect, is probably a good way of starting to change that outlook. And I think, yeah, it's interesting. When I sat down this morning, I wasn't entirely sure what I was going to talk about, and yet here we are. And I love that I have this to share with you this year. That's a really positive thing. So it's been good, and it's taken away a little bit of money stress. Frankly, a lot of the clients I usually work with don't have any budget really at all. If they do, then they're ploughing that budget into increased teachers' wages, which is good, but there's no extra money for things like working with archaeologists, whether in schools or other projects. So archaeologist filmmakers. So it's been great to have that job and to feel a little bit more financially, a little less financially stressed. I wouldn't say secure is the right word. A couple of days ago I was doing my last shift with my friend Santa, and I smashed my phone screen, and because we have a little bit of extra money, we're able to repair it. I get it repaired yesterday, so it is now technically fixed. That said though, it's not an official replacement screen, and the touch sensitivity is all over the place, and the fingerprint sensor doesn't really work, but it works as a phone. It works, broadly speaking, and I can see the screen. When I first broke it, there was like a crack all over it. There was a white line running up the middle. So we're going to stick with this for a month or so, a couple of months, and then replace it with a proper screen. But again, that the ability to do that, to not go, not have it be catastrophic, that we need to spend £100 or something on a new screen, has been genuinely lovely this year, and definitely something to be grateful for. So yeah, I think it's the small things is where you begin, and ultimately that's the reason why I do these Christmas Eve reflections, is because it's in this moment, and it's at this time that you get a chance to do this, and maybe start a little bit of recharging, a little bit of self-care, and what do they call it? Gratitude. Yeah, my gratitudes, and I do have things to be grateful for. So how about you? Do you have gratitudes? Do you have things that you're pleased with this year? Obviously, again, as I say, we can all list very easily off the top of our heads all the ways in which 2025 has been long. But if there's anything that you want to share in the comments below, please do, because that's, as I say, that's the reason I love these videos and this tradition. Is it really does, it gives us all a chance just to sit down, focus in, lock in on the jolly, and other things ending in Ollie. Thank you so much for watching, and this year this YouTube channel just passed 1,000 subscribers. We've been hovering at like 970 something for ages. So thank you so much for watching, for your subscription, and for pressing the like button. For your comments, and also some of the people who I've met here. I've also gone over to the Discord server where we have all become a wee little community. We hang out, we chat, and we share silly things, but also actually really wonderful and sometimes very serious life as well. So it's all good, baby. It's all grand. It's all gravy, baby. And And these are the things to focus on, I think, at this time of year. So as I say, if you have similar that you want to share below, please do comment. Please do join us on the Discord server. Maybe you can get involved in a conversation there. But also as well, try and take a moment yourself, whether you're celebrating Christmas or Hanukkah or Saturnalia, who knows what you're celebrating, or whether you're just grateful for a quiet time away from work, if you're lucky enough to have some time off. Just try and take that time to be grateful, to connect with other people, and if you feel inclined, to have a wee chat with us as well. Anyway, guys, as I say, my voice isn't the strongest, and Lil MSIP is almost run out. So until next time, do take care, and a very Merry Christmas. Bye-bye. As a wee bonus this year, I figured I'd share a little tour of our Christmas tree, because it is an interesting and weird selection of things that we put on our tree, and both me and Mrs. Soup are very proud of the weirdness. So starting, of course, with Bruce Willis, John McClane, caught in an air duct there. Note, we have a little hole for a yellow light to act as his lighter. Come out to the coast, we'll get together. Next we have the Star Wars bulbs. Now these were given to us by a friend, but Mrs. Soup loves to lay them out in a very particular order. So layers at the top, and then we have Luke just here, and then down below, because he's in the dark side, we have Darth Vader. Next to Darth, as a Jedi, we have Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then, somewhere in the middle, we have C-3PO, and R2-D2 is just here. And R2 and C-3PO sort of complete the circle, as it were. The circle is complete. Back up to Leia. It's the one thing that's always laid out in this sort of triangle of light and dark, and she loves to do that, and also asks that I get it right. So there you go. Hopefully I did her justice with the reasoning. And there's lots of little things, like a handmade crumple thing, some ceramics, like a teapot, and some of these things are actually things that have come to us from our childhood homes. So this is actually a decoration that was on my tree as a kid. Some of it has been given to us, for example, once a year. My mother-in-law likes to give us a gift of a new decoration, so that was one for a couple of years ago. I believe we have, the rainbow snowman that was given to us. Some of them are made by us. So Mrs. Soup has made these knitted Christmas trees. One here, and also one. There's two different colours, you see. So there's white and green. Some are gifts which I've come across that are deeply thematic. So this is a trowel, a glass blown trowel, because I'm an archaeologist. So I got that for the tree. Actually, I got two of them. And then, of course, there's a selection of things like candy canes and crackers, and gifts from friends as well. So this is a Legend of Zelda rupee, which we normally try and hang close to a green light. There we go. From my friend Michelle, and she sent the rupee, and there's, let me see if I can find, there you go, Legend of Zelda heart, and Link's shield, that kind of thing. Then we have some which have been given to us by other friends. So we have a Jack Skellington Bol. We have Lego C3PO. We have other handmade gifts to hang on the tree. There's Rainbow Pine Cone as well. And this guy here is the slug with the silly shell from the story of the same name by Sue Hendra. And in a version of the story, you get this cardboard cutout to make for your tree, which is one of my favourites. So it's the slug with the Bol shell. And then this guy, I think, might be one of the oldest ones that we have. I think I made this as a kid, hence it's all wonky, and every now and then we have to re-glue it back together. Lots of sort of rolled and folded bits of paper. And there we are, we have it. Our Christmas tree. It is a delightfully eclectic selection of things. It's certainly not designed to be sort of sad millennial beige or minimalist, and in that sense we would have it no other way. And of course, topping the tree we have a Mario Superstar, which was actually a tree topper that our friend Ruth had for her tree. But when we saw it, we tried it on our tree because she hadn't taken it home yet. And she said it looked so perfect on our tree and that we should have it. So she got her own. But yes, and of course I put a little yellow light running up into it as well. So yes, Mario tree topper for the win. And it's a star. I mean, it's just perfect, isn't it? Yep, I love our Christmas tree. Also, as well, one last thing, it's quite narrow. So it can be here in the living room, not blocking traffic too much, but crammed from head to toe in wonderful weirdness. Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas.